Once upon a time, Snow White lived in a big castle. The queen had a magic mirror she talked to every day.
Mirror, mirror, who is the fairest one of all? Snow White is the fairest of them all, the mirror declared. The queen was enraged that Snow White was more beautiful than her.
Snow White loved to walk in the forest and pick flowers. One day, Snow White got lost deep in the woods. Snow White found a tiny house in the woods. She knocked on the door, but no one answered. Snow White went inside to rest and stay safe. She found 7 tiny beds upstairs.
Snow White was very tired from walking all day.
She lay down on the small beds and fell asleep.
That night, the 7 dwarfs came home from work. They saw their door was open and a light inside. Someone cleaned our house. Who could it be? They went upstairs to see who was there. There was a girl sleeping in their beds. Who is she? Why is she here? The girl woke up and saw 7 little men looking at her. She said hello and smiled at the dwarfs. Snow White told them how she got lost in the woods. The dwarfs felt so sad for Snow White. Grumpy walked up to her with a grumpy face. He said she could stay with them and be safe. Snow White smiled so big she was so happy.
The dwarves all cheered. They were glad to help her.
Snow White said she would help clean their home. Snow White swept and cleaned. The dwarfs watched her work hard. Far away, the mean queen looked in her magic mirror. The queen asked her magic mirror where Snow White was hiding. Using dark magic, the queen transformed herself into a disguise. The disguised queen traveled through the forest to find Snow White. The old woman offered Snow White a beautiful poisoned apple. Snow White took a bite of the poisoned apple. She fell to the ground in an enchanted sleep. The 7 dwarfs returned home and found their beloved friend. The dwarfs made a special glass bed for Snow White to rest in. They stayed by her side every day, hoping she would wake up. One day, a kind prince came riding through the woods. The prince gave Snow White a gentle kiss of true love. Snow White woke up. The magic spell was finally broken. The 7 dwarfs cheered and hugged their dear friend with joy. Snow White lived happily ever after with her new friends and true love. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Love this story? Subscribe now for more magical tales and adventures.